The social technical designer that I closely studied was Father Eduardo Jorge Anzarena. His interest in humanities began unveiling his perceptions of people's wisdom and experiences in a variety of roles from different backgrounds and cultures. This heterogeneity of different cultures, together with his own background and experiences, and their ability to coexist, shaped Jorge's social world. By constantly learning about new projects and approaches, and by staying in touch with the most relevant and committed people, Anzarena developed his own insights about how to improve the housing for the poor. He concluded that participation is difficult but necessary. His experience had confirmed that the programs executed by government and aid agencies failed if the intended beneficiaries were not involved actively in the process. He also observed that programs designed for relatively small groups were the ones that prospered. It was essential for outsiders to put aside their preconceptions about poor people and learn to know them as they truly were. Only then could they work successfully as catalysts within the community. Anzarena formulated 5 radical rules. Respect the poor. Change is possible. The people's energy is the greatest resource. People do things best together. All willing people can participate. And by this he meant everyone from organizers to government officials to architects like himself. Father Anzarena collaborates with smaller groups of people and encourages them to better engage with people from poor areas in a less intimidating way, similarly to the acclimatization process of the A-Formal studio at Denver completed during this year. He observed that people were not absolutely helpless, and it is important to remain mindful of the human capacity for taking responsibility. And he concluded that it would be better to try and help people with the understanding that they can do things for themselves to improve their living conditions and develop by themselves. During our site visits to Denver, as a group we began applying these principles learned from Father Anzarena. We learned to talk to people and share ideas and experiences amongst community members, residents, and even other students, architects, NPOs, and NGOs on site. Throughout the analysis of Denver and its site conditions, we plan to identify opportunities and enhance the way they work to provide an equal share of services to all the people. We used our critical on-the-ground studies of the realities and identified the boundary wall near the factory as an opportunity and a sense of permanence. We proposed various scenarios that included sporadic placement of service planes to host different housing units that would parasitically attach to the walls with services like electricity. Through engagement and involvement of the community, we uncovered their awareness of spatial design and space making. The community was interested in converting the boundary walls and suggested new service planes into notice boards that would become an interface for the community to communicate ideas and experiences with local and national government and its agencies. The challenges that needed to be overcome was the limited exposure through the settlement and the people who could not easily understand diagrams and graphics. These challenges were outweighed by the opportunities to have the voices of the people at grassroots level heard, with the possibility to grow to social media networks to ensure that their opinions and suggestions are directed to the relevant people. The wall poses a possibility for exchange through communication and sharing ideas and resources for the people new and existing in the area of Denver. A community member can share their experience of building a wall on the notice board with their neighbors. They might include the materials or the techniques that he found to be useful or successful. Other members of the community may add to the discussion or even replicate the idea when constructing their own homes. The NGOs or NPOs working in the area may also suggest some material suppliers or basic techniques for creating good dwelling units. These could be simple techniques similar to the ones found on the back of cement bags. With technological development quickly spreading around the world, it would be a matter of years before this publication will become formalized to media like blogs, Twitter, and Facebook. The publication can become an international platform for an exchange of ideas and experiences for both architects and non-architects too.